Good morning. I'm going to come on here and do a quick no makeup look for you because I don't know about you, but that's basically how I live, is evening out the skin tone, giving myself some dimension and structure, and then leaving it at that. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. If you have questions, you can let me know, but I'm going to show you how easy this is, all from one palette. Hi, Jocelyn. I love you too. Okay, so I'm going to show you the most underrated brush in the whole world. This is the blend brush. And I feel like often when people get started with Saint, they'll start with the blush bronzer, they'll start with the detail, or they'll start with the 3D. These are the three brushes that people often start with. But if you are wanting a really, really light coverage and have that no makeup look, this blend brush is where it is at. So keep that in mind. You too, Jocelyn. Have the best day. So much love from Canada. Okay, here you go. So I'm starting with my palette. Starting using the shape from the Demi section too. Shape brush is amazing too if you're using from Demi. Shape and this. So I am using my one palette makeup. All of this has been completely customized to me. So if you are brand new to Saint and have never been matched to your correct skin tone, that's where you start, is getting color matched so that you know that everything in this palette is specific to you. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to, now normally we just tap. You can just tap, but I like to just kind of swirl this brush right into my main highlight. And then I'm just going to come on and just gently swirl this all over the jawline. And you can see that as I do this, I have a little zit here, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of my color corrector and I'm just going to spot treat that. So I'm just putting a very little bit and then swirling. The whole thing with no makeup is that it looks like you're not wearing any makeup, but and so often I'll have people in my comments being like, why are you wearing makeup at all if you're trying to go for no makeup? Because I've got a big red nose and we gotta even that out. So I'm just gonna swirl this all along here. I'm gonna even this out. See how just a little bit just took away that redness, and then up into my T-zone. Okay, so I've evened out my skin and I have the most minimal amount on. Now I've got another little, that time of the month, seriously. Just gonna go, was that too much information? There. Okay, look at that. Looks like I have nothing on, but I've evened out my skin tone, which is amazing. Now I'm gonna go in with my brightener. You can flip that brush around, tap it, and I'm just gonna place a very little bit right into the inside corner and the outside corner of my eye. So you can see there's hardly any product there, and then I'm just going to kind of stipple. So I'm pressing this brush in right up to my lash line and underneath my eye. And I like to do this stippling because this is going to press that cream into all of those little fine lines and wrinkles so that as you move your face throughout the day, it's going to move with your face. And I have just the most, hardly any product on here. You can see when it goes on, but the pigment on it is so strong that you don't need very much. See the difference in my eyes? And you saw how much product I put on. You could almost not even see it. But look at the difference. Pretty awesome, right? So I'm going to go in here as well. Again, the inside and outside corner. I like to place this up kind of like on a little line so that when you do that, it's defining this part of your face and just giving you a little instant facelift. It's basically raising your eye up. All right, stippling this all in here. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I'll try to keep an eye out for them. I like to bring this up onto my lid as well because my dark circles go all the way around my under eye and on top. Now, I'm going to press once and I'm going to bring a little bit down my nose just to brighten that center of my nose up, and then right into the center here, just to bring a little bit more dimension without making it look super makeup-y. I just want to bring a little bit of a glow for this no makeup look. Okay, there we go. Now, often people think, let's just skip the contour because we're doing no makeup. And I say no. Don't skip the contour. And the reason being is our faces naturally have shadows. We naturally have a shadow here. We naturally have a shadow here, here, here. Those are all places that are just because we are three-dimensional beings, that's where we naturally have a shadow. So when you're putting on a foundation and then skip the contour, you are essentially covering up some of those shadows, so it makes you look more one-dimensional. So the trick here to make it look really, what's the word? I'm going to switch to this brush actually. Not that you could use this brush, I just don't want to get contour on it. I switched to the smudge brush. So the trick here is to use just a very little bit. So I'm going to go from where my ear connects to my face, down on an angle, and I'm just putting a very little bit. Not much at all, but just enough that when I blend it out, you'll be able to see that dimension. When you're ordering your very first palette, I recommend starting with what we call your basic face. So that would be both highlights that you get color matched. So there's your main highlight and your brightening highlight, contour, and then choose a lip and cheek color of your choice. So there's 4 colors. And then I would also recommend getting at least 1 brush to start. The reason I say you don't necessarily need it, but it's going to make a world of difference in how your makeup goes on, because these brushes are formulated for cream-based makeup. Whereas other brushes, like maybe I've had ladies say, but I have really expensive brushes. I totally believe you do, and they're probably amazing brushes for liquid and powder, but not for cream. These ones are created to pick up the most minimal amount. So that is what I suggest. The brush I am using at this very moment is this smudge brush. I like it just because you can have a more, you can be a little bit more precise because it's such a small brush when you are applying your products, but obviously it's not the best for blending. Okay, so I put on a very small amount of contour. Now I'm just gonna go back in with that same blend brush and I'm just gonna blend this out. So the trick for no makeup look with contour is to blend where there is no defined lines. Often when you are just doing a regular look, you will see a defined line, right? That's really what we're going for, is that chiseled out cheekbone. But with a no makeup look, you just want to have it so that it's not, there is still that contour shadow, but it's not defined. So I'm just going to blend this all out, just doing these little circles. Isn't this the easiest thing? Now, this is taking me a little bit of time because I'm talking and answering questions, but when it's just me and my makeup palette, this takes me less than 5 minutes because you're putting on such minimal amount of product and you're just popping it on in all the right places. So just don't think, oh, this takes so much time and you're just like making it look like you're not wearing any makeup. It takes like less than 5 minutes. So worth it. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It literally, it feels like I'm not wearing any makeup. Look at this. It looks like I'm not wearing any makeup. It feels like I'm not wearing any makeup. Nothing's coming off. But I've evened out that skin tone and really just made my face look so much more glowy and alive. So a couple more things that I suggest doing. I do suggest putting on a little bit of a lip and cheek. I recommend doing a color that is, I recommend doing like pinks or roses, something that is close to what you would look like naturally if you were flushed. So I'm going to go in and I'm using this color called Madrid because when I get flushed, it's very similar to this. So I've just tapped it in, not very much at all. And then again, just kind of swooping it on from the outside corner of that apple of my cheek and up on a diagonal, just as a little facelift. But see how just a little bit of color just really just livens up my face, makes me look a little bit more healthy and all of that. Again, trick is the least amount of product possible. Now, I also really like bringing in a little bit of a glow when I'm doing this no makeup look, because I just feel like a glowy face just makes you look so youthful. It really brings out your skin. So I like to use, for this, I like to use a cream-based illuminator. So Saint has cream-based and powders, and you know, I love my powders. I love that shimmer, but when you're going for a no makeup look, go with the cream because it's so much more subtle. So I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm placing it kind of right on top of where I just put that blush. And I'm just going to rub it in. See how it just catches the light? Isn't that pretty? But Honey, this is the color called Honey. I often suggest this in my color matches for people because it's so versatile. It's almost translucent, like it just has a little bit of a gold sheen to it. But so it looks like a very natural glow. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose and right in here, just like that. Okay? Doesn't this look so fresh and alive? Now I am gonna put on a little bit of a lip, just because if I don't, it looks like my lips are just so dry. So lip conditioner, first thing, this is going to just make your lips so juicy, so soft. I'm just gonna use my finger, nothing super professional here. This lip conditioner is everything. I think this is the, what is this? I'm just trying to smell it. I think this is the peppermint. Oh yeah, it is. This is the peppermint. But we have cherry. I know it's the other kind. This is a really good one. I often don't like peppermint lip glosses because I don't like the feeling of when your lips are like tingling, you know, like those plumping ones, but this does not do that. It just smells really good and leaves your lips alone in the tingling sensation. So I put on a little lip conditioner and then I'm gonna go back in with that color Madrid. I'm just gonna press it with my finger very lightly on top of that lip conditioner. This is going to kind of dumb down the pigment of the color. Gonna give me a little bit of color, but because it has that lip conditioner on top of it, it's just gonna give me such a much more natural look. See? Love it. So pretty. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm gonna put on my brow and my mascara now, but for my face, that is all you need. And so simple, so bright, so glowy. It looks like skin, and I'm not wearing a pound of makeup on my face. Like I actually feel like I wouldn't even need to set it. I'm using that minimal amount of product. But I am gonna set it just so that I make sure that it has good longevity throughout the day. Another thing that I recommend when you're doing no makeup is to go with the setting spray. This is going to continue or help you have that glowy look, but also powder is going to give you a more matte look. Well, that doesn't look very natural, as natural if you're looking really matte, right? That looks more like you're wearing makeup. So when you're wearing such minimal amount of product, I recommend just using the setting spray. That's all you need. Am I saving this live? You bet I'm gonna save this live. As long as Instagram lets me. Sometimes Instagram really hates me. Okay, I'm gonna fill in my brow. What I suggest when doing no makeup look is skip the bold brow and just fill in the sparse areas. So you can see my brow needs some help, and that is why I fill it in. So I'm just gonna brush it and then I'm gonna fill in these areas. Little brown spots on the hollows of your cheeks, so I often put coverage over those areas even without makeup. I love it. Such a good idea. And that is really the power of no makeup. Like I could have just done that too. I just felt like all over my skin just needed, my nose especially needed to be. What about in your smile lines? Hi Sharon. Does it clump there as the day goes on, you know, like my eyeshadow does on my eyes? No, it should not. And I've got some pretty defined smile lines. You can see them even when I'm not smiling. But because you're using such minimal amount of product, it should not define them. Now, the other thing, I'm going to just tell you this while I'm doing my brows so this doesn't go on forever. But the other thing that cream makeup does as opposed to powders and liquids is that it doesn't set on your face like a liquid does. So a liquid will like set and kind of, for lack of a better term, dry. So then when you are moving, you're smiling throughout the day, that's why you get that extra cracking and creasing in here, is because your makeup actually splits on your face. Cream makeup does not do that. It goes into all of those little fine lines and wrinkles and then moves with your face. So it looks the same as it would normally, without looking more defined because it's not cracking on top of your face. And that's why you will get that when you're wearing a liquid or a powder. Interesting, hey? Okay, so I'm just going to, I need to look up into my mirror. This is too hard to do in my tiny little camera screen. Okay, so see how I have just very minimally filled in this brow? It's nothing huge, but it's totally given me, it's lifted up that part of my eye and just made it look so much more natural. So I'm gonna go do this side too. Brows, I suggest kind of tracing out as you do them. So go on the top and the bottom and then just gently fill in from there. And I think it was the over plucking in high school, but I always have to fill in right in here because it's very sparse looking. This pencil I'm using, I'm not sure if anybody's asked, but if you are wondering, this pencil is Browlex. And if you click the link in my bio or go to raylanreimer.com and go to affiliates, it's right in there. You can find them. They're all different colors, and they are the best pencil around. They're so good. I really like their brow gel as well. Their brow gel is so good. I don't use it very often, but it's awesome. Okay, then I'm just gonna do a quick, I'm not even gonna do an eye color today. If you wanted to make it look really natural, what I recommend doing is just taking a little bit of your contour and just putting that over the base of your lid. That'll just bring you a little bit of color, like, but very natural because it's your contour color. And that is a really nice way to just get a little bit of eye color without looking like you've got a really bold eye. Okay, so I'm just putting on my lash primer. I'm just using the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. You can get it on Amazon for like $6. Super cheap. I mean, I guess if you're in the States, it's probably even cheaper, maybe $4. So I'm just gonna do this. Still using my Lash Therapy from Hello Skincare to make my lashes so long. I am just forever amazed. I wish I had taken a picture of my lashes. Well, I had taken a picture, but it's really hard to see because they were so short and stubby, so you're like, I don't really see anything. But it's amazing. I did not use a bronzer. You absolutely can bring a little bit, but I did not for this look. Just a little bit of my contour and blush and illuminator to make that glowy look. This mascara that I'm using is Lancome Lash Idol, or however you say that in whatever language that is in. The girl at Sephora said Idol, so I'm just gonna say that's what it's called. Okay, don't mind my crazy mascara face. Do you guys do that too? I'm hard pressed to keep my lips shut when I do my mascara. Hello, beautiful Tina. It's so nice to see you here. All right, mascara done. And this is the kind of makeup that I like to wear on a day-to-day basis. I like wearing makeup every day because it just sets the tone for my day. I don't feel like anybody needs makeup. I get that comment in my comment section all the time. You don't need makeup. I'm like, nobody needs makeup, but it sets the tone for my day. Putting a little bit on, even if it's just the bare minimum, just makes me feel more set up for my day. Like I can just go out and absolutely tackle whatever I have going on in my life that day. So there we go. That is my no makeup look. So simple. You need the most basic minimum products, but it's even out my skin tone, still giving me that dimension, and look at that glow. Oh my gosh, if you don't have honey in your palette, go right now and add it, because it really does give you just the most beautiful, beautiful glow. There we go. That was it. So I will be sure, if you're just joining in now and you want to see the full tutorial, I'm going to go and I will make sure this gets posted to my page so you can go back and rewatch. What tips do you have for me? I apply my makeup very light and minimal, and makeup still clumps on my forehead and smile lines. I also have very oily, acne prone skin, and I only set with spray. Okay, so a few things. If you're only using very minimal products, but you feel like it is still feeling very oily, I would recommend using a primer. That's going to make your makeup stay a little bit longer. So use a silicone-free primer. I like to use, when I use one, I don't use one very often, but even just the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer is really good. It gives you a really nice sleek thing to go on. And I would also recommend, if you have very oily prone skin, to use a setting powder. That is going to help absorb the extra moisture. I know today I said for a very light look to skip it, but for that, use a very translucent powder and just press it into the areas that do get oily, and that will make all the difference. How do you decide what to wear and when to wear it? Yes, I match. Do you match it with different outfits? Oh, like what I wear on a daily basis, like the colors? Yeah, sometimes, or just however I'm feeling. But like my main colors, I just have matched to my skin tone. So I know that I'm going to be wearing that every day. And then whatever I'm putting on my cheek and lip and my eye is just kind of like fun play. Like I open up my palette and I'm like, ooh, what am I going to do today? Sometimes I will do it with what I'm wearing. Other times it's just the way that I'm feeling. If I'm feeling really energetic, then I'm probably going to be wearing a nice bright pink lip. If I'm feeling a little bit more subdued, I might just wear a little bit of lip conditioner. That's how I do it. How can I jump on here to say hi and be part of your beautiful makeup tutorial? Oh, you just sent me a request. I would love it, Tina, but I have to go. I have an appointment and I was supposed to be there 10 minutes ago. So I love you so much. I want you to come on here the next time. I should do that next time, but I have to say goodbye. I can't do that. Oh, strong scent to Saint products. No, there is not. Most of the products outside of our fragrances are fragrance free. So there is not a strong scent to them at all because there's no fragrance in them. Super good. Okay, if you need a color match, 204-400-1200, just text #ShadeMatch. You can always DM me any of your questions, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.